Hello everyone, welcome to Quid episode 4, the final episode. My name is Joseph Atque, and I have to ask you, what do you call a wildlife biologist with a credit card? An optimist. Now if you're like me, you're looking at the end of the semester and indeed the end of your college career. You're about to graduate, you're about to go out in the world. You're glad, but you're also a little worn down. And so I'm here to celebrate graduation, being done, finally. So what I'm going to do is give a little pep talk, boost us all up a little bit. For example, did you know that you are incredibly lucky that you are you? You were born a winner. Out of 100 million sperm, 100 million, you were the one that was born. The odds of you being you are actually 10 to the 28th power, which is 10, followed by 28 zeros. That's a lot of zeros, and those are incredibly high odds that you would be you. But there it is. Additionally, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the famous astrophysicist, said that one of the most amazing things to him about human beings, one of the things that makes you incredible and unique and special and wonderful, is that we all have little bits of stars inside us. There are certain elements that are only formed in the birth of a star or the death of a star. And we all have a little bit of those trace elements inside of us. So you're already born a winner. From birth, you're special. What else could be going for you? Well, you've already overcome adversity even if you don't realize it. Think about it. How many times have you been sick? How many times have you been hurt? How many times have you been told, no, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that? You're a girl, you can't study math or science. You're a guy, you can't do poetry or ballet. Well, you did, didn't you? You let that wound heal and you got up and you had a cool scar and an interesting story. Something to brag about at the bar. You got better. You got out of the hospital. You got off those crutches. You got out of that wheelchair. I know, I was in a wheelchair for 2 months. I ran into a fence. It's embarrassing. But I ran into a fence and tore all the connective tissue in my left ankle. I was in a wheelchair for 2 months. I had to learn how to walk again. And yet, here I am, running around playing frisbee and paintball. A little slower, sure, but I'm still getting around just fine. I'm not stuck in a hospital bed somewhere lamenting to the end of my days. There are events in life that are harder to recover from. I'm thinking of the shooting in Aurora, Colorado a few weeks ago. Sometimes life is cruel. Sometimes people are crueler. I don't know why that happened, but to the survivors and the families, all I can say is I'm sorry and keep fighting. Don't let people like that win. Life is too wonderful to just let go of. And I know that we've all faced adversity before, and I know that we'll all face adversity again. There was a poem that I learned in middle school that I recite to myself now and again when I'm having a hard time, and I'd like to share it with you. It's by a poet called Edmund Vance Cook. It's called How Did You Die? Did you tackle that trouble that came your way with a resolute heart and cheerful? Or hide your face from the light of day with a craven soul and fearful? Oh, a trouble's a ton or a trouble's an ounce. A trouble is what you make it. And it's not the fact that you're hurt that counts, but only how did you take it? So you're beaten to earth? Well, what's that? Come up with a smiling face. It's nothing against you to fall down flat, but to lie there, that's disgrace. The harder you bounce, why the higher you fly. Be proud of your blackened eye. It's not the fact that you're beaten that counts, but how did you fight and why? And though you be done to death, what then, if you did the best you could? If you played your part in the world of men, why, the critic will call it good. Death comes with a crawl or comes with a pounce, and whether he's slow or spry, it's not the fact that you're dead that counts, but only how did you die? We all have to die. It's one of those things we simply have to accept about life. And I know it's a weird thing to bring up in a speech that's supposed to be uplifting, but think about it. In the intervening years between now and whenever you pass on, how many things, amazing things, wonderful things, beautiful things will you experience? a double rainbow perhaps that you can record and be laughed at as people watch you and, and mock your exclamations of joy on the internet. Life is worth living. I know that it's been a long semester. It certainly has for me, but it's almost done. Now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to keep fighting. Now is the time to look at life and say, oh yeah, you're good. Thank you. And I guess it's only appropriate that I go out on a Latin quote since I began on one. So, Ave atque Vale, hail and farewell.